What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka All Fires. Now, if you missed our coverage of the Thunderbolts leading up to this week, I was quick to point out that outside of the European premiere for the Thunderbolts, again, that went down a couple of days ago, Marvel is actually doing pre-fan screenings across the US the entire week leading up to when the movie drops next week, meaning even if people who were at the premiere followed the rules and didn't leak anything, tons of fans across the country with no direct relationship to Marvel simply winning seats through Fandango by being first in line meant that somebody somewhere was going to release the details for the post-credit scenes, and they have. So we are going to issue the normal spoiler warning when we cover this kind of content and tell you guys exactly what happens in both post-credit scenes for the Thunderbolts and what it means for the future of the MCU, especially right ahead with Avengers Doomsday. But first, if you could, a quick reminder, hit that subscribe button, guys. We've been growing again at a breakneck pace, and I cannot thank you guys enough. The community here is amazing. If you haven't already, I just kindly invite you to do so. It's the number one thing you can do to support us here at the channel. YouTube really cares about those subscription numbers, and of course it enters you for the giveaways if you want. Stick around to the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so first up in brass tacks, I could have done this video about 48 hours ago. I had multiple friends that were pre-screeners in the US, reliable friends that told me what the post-credit scenes were. I by no means wanted to be the first guy to spoil this, but I am not going to act like it isn't already all over social media and even being covered on YouTube and channels in our little corner. So that being said, if you've somehow made it this far, if you don't want the post-credit scenes in the end of the film spoiled in any way, now would be the time to back out. Otherwise, you've been warned. Let's dive right in. Okay, so the mid-credit scene is not as important as the post-credit scene. The mid-credit scene is basically a joke and a callback to earlier in the film when Red Guardian was saying that he thought they could be the team that was on the front of the Wheaties box. Well, turns out now they are on the front of the Wheaties box, and this shows Red Guardian trying to dig through the box for a toy. Now, in the last post-credit scene, it shows who are the new Avengers because that's how the team ends. They're not the Thunderbolts anymore. They are the new Avengers. It shows them in the Avengers Tower talking about the fact that Sam Wilson's cap actually has the trademark on the Avengers team. So technically, they can't be the new Avengers unless Sam says they can. And let's face it, they're all going to become one giant team. And I said this from day one, based on the relationship between Sam and Bucky, they were going to merge into the Avengers, and I'm sure by the time we get to Doomsday, that will be all ironed out. But as they're talking about this, they're alerted that something has entered the atmosphere, and that something happens to be the ship for the Fantastic Four. Now, obviously, this is a crazy choice by Marvel, but we're going to tell you why they did it. It's crazy because it tells us how the Fantastic Four essentially is going to end. It's going to end with them making their way to the 616, and that's what we're seeing here in the post-credit scene for the Thunderbolts and out of sequence. So, major spoiler, but also it's doing all of the heavy lifting off-screen so that when the Russos pick up with Avengers Doomsday, a lot of stuff will already be out of the way. The Fantastic Four are now where the new Avengers are, all on the 616 Earth, and Reed Richards, Sue Storm, the rest of the Fantastic Four will have had a chance to have met these heroes, integrate with them, explain where they came from, theories about the multiverse, even maybe fill them in with Dr. Doom. We don't know how the Fantastic Four is going to end, but at least fill them in about the multiverse from Reed Richards' perspective. So by the time that we get to Avengers Doomsday, all of that's out of the way. The Russos don't have to spend any time figuring out how to get the Fantastic Four to the 616. They don't have to spend any time with exposition and introducing the characters. None of that. They will be able to hit the ground running and with all of our heroes acquainted. And really, this shouldn't be a shocker. We've seen this blueprint before when Captain Marvel came out in between Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, and in her post-credit scene, it was revealed that she was able to make her way to Earth and meet the Avengers. That way, when they needed her to go find Tony, she was ready in the waiting and in the right place, basically on the chessboard. The Russos are really good at this. We talked about this last week about how they were able to focus on what's important really for the story, spend their exposition on that, and then things that they do not want to get bogged down with, they completely ignore. Like, they know we want to get to the fun stuff, we want to get to the action, and I think that's always been the hallmark of good Avengers films, is that they've been willing to do long action pieces, and that's just what we're expecting from this film. And now you know that they're throwing in the Fox X-Men alongside the Avengers and the Fantastic Four, which will technically be stacked by the end of the Avengers film. I simply cannot wait to see what they cook up in this movie, let alone Avengers Secret Wars. And it's truly happening where, for the Secret Wars film, we're going to have a lot of the classic characters from the canon, save a few. But, you know, hey, listen, you can't have them all. Speaking of which, We pretty much know what the first Avengers squad is going to look like. It'll be the surviving Thunderbolts along with Sentry, Captain America, and Falcon. And what's hilarious is this is basically Team Cap. Red Guardian, John Walker US Agent, Sam Wilson's Captain America, and Bucky. All caps. Now listen, we're leaving some out here. Obviously, we know that Captain Marvel, Wong, and Banner have their own little Avengers Illuminati thing going on. They know Sam Wilson. They're all going to link up. Also, this doesn't include ancillary heroes we know are still going to be in the fold, like, say, Spectral Vision and Rhodey, Hawkeye. There are so many characters left, and really no telling how they're all going to connect to each other, but we're starting to see it all take shape basically as fast as they can, and I really like the fact that Marvel's acknowledging this. They spent a lot of time sort of meandering sideways through Phase 4 and Phase 5. It's about time now, as we're getting into Phase 6, that they go ahead and tie this all together. But you guys let me know all your thoughts down below about both post-credit scenes. What are you thinking now about the start of the Avengers lineup, Sentry being a part of it? What are their odds against Doctor Doom? And why in the world do you think that the Fantastic Four comes specifically to the 616? Obviously, we've got some theories on that. Let me know your theories down in the comments. Who knows? Maybe it'll make it into a video. I'll, of course, shout you out if we ever do borrow from the comments. We don't do it often, but when we do obviously give you some credit. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. Alright, we are still giving away PlayStation 5s at the channel. We just went through our last round of giveaways. The next one is going to be for the drop of the Thunderbolts next week. Super simple to be entered to win. All you got to do, hit the sub button, then leave a comment down below, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, live with my voice and the winning comment shown on screen when there is one, so please really be safe and vigilant anywhere on YouTube, any platform where they're doing giveaways. Try to remember that anybody can grab a content creator's photo, claim to be them in the comments. It's all just a ruse to get you to contact them on a third-party app like Telegram or WhatsApp, get your information, and then try to charge you for shipping for a prize that doesn't exist. Newsflash, no content creator is ever going to charge you for shipping for a prize. Promise. Not me, not any of them. If you should ever get a spam comment like that, just report it directly to YouTube. They are very fast about deleting those accounts, and then not only does it get rid of that comment for that one creator or that community that's being targeted, it deletes every comment they've left across YouTube. So you're really doing the whole platform a service, and I just have to kindly remind you guys of that. Even though they haven't targeted us in a while, they have been targeting one of my friends' channels until late last year, and I just want to keep you guys safe and vigilant because we do a lot of giveaways here at the channel, and presumably we're going to keep doing them. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on, and as always, if you liked today's video, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at I'mFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, wherever you listen to original music under the name All Fires. And while I sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.